So you're in the market for a three-row mid-size SUV that needs to haul lots of people and cargo. The 2020 Volkswagen Atlas will take care of that and then some. Hey, what's going on? I'm Dave Erickson with Everyman Driver. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't mind, click that subscribe button. It helps support my channel. This version you see right now was introduced in 2018. I reviewed it after it came out back then. You'll find a link to that video below. There's already a 2021 version of the Atlas. I've got a first look overview video of that as well, link below. And then my buddy Nolan from Prime Autotainment shared his 2019 Atlas video with his audience just last year. You'll find a link to that video as well just below. And just last month, I reviewed the all-new 2020 Atlas Cross Sport, which is the two-row version of this car, a brand new model. So today, a refresher overview with the nuts and bolts and pros and cons of this 2020, since very little has changed since last year's model. But again, check out the link below to all of my Volkswagen related videos. Let's get started. So the Atlas comes in 7 trim levels, and you have different configurations with engines, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive is standard, all-wheel drive is optional, but also standard on the very top trim level, which we have. Again, 7 trim levels. Here's what they are. You're looking at the SE, S, SE with Tech, SE with Technology R line. There's the SEL, SEL R line, and SEL Premium. Again, we have the SEL Premium. Now, 2 engines available. The base is a 2-liter 4-cylinder, turbocharged, and you get 235 horses, 258 pound-feet of torque. Each engine, by the way, is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Then you have the 3.6-liter V6, 276 horses, 266 pound-feet of torque. Now, depending on which one you go with, you'll get between 2,000 and 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. Fuel economy isn't stellar, but it's satisfactory, up to 20 miles per gallon in the city and up to 24 on the highway. Hands-free liftgate option. We have it here on our top trim level, which is so handy, no pun intended, when your hands are full and maybe the key fob's in your pocket. Anyways, one of the options. There's also a little button in the door panel on the driver's side. You can use the key fob and press the button there if you want to open the liftgate on its own. There's also a button just by the backup camera up there, so you can open that way. Okay, so cargo volume, 3 rows. Great. There's also an option for a captain's chair in the middle. We have the bench seat. So just over 20 cubic feet of volume back here. Now there is some storage just below the floorboard here. Not a lot, but a little something down there if you need it, and little spots on the side. I went to the grocery store recently, and very handy for, you know, families and people who want to haul stuff. But I was able to use the side compartments here for like milk or things that would roll around. That was very convenient. So folding these down, lift the tab, push it here. Now you increase it to 55 cubic feet of volume, which is decent enough. You know, when you see these cars in person, you go, hey, that's a lot of space. But when you compare it to its competition, you can find out, oh, maybe one has 55, one has 57 or 58. Those numbers seem big on paper, but practicality-wise, I think you're gonna find and use what you need back here to be sufficient. Now, you can fold down that middle row and you increase it to nearly 97 cubic feet. The number is 96.8. So a lot of room for, you know, going on camping trips, hauling longer items, putting bicycles back there. So plenty to work with. And when you're all said and done, ready to go, press a button here along the edge of the liftgate, folds down, locks up, and you're good to go. How's this for good timing? It's starting to rain, so now I can come inside and give you a demo. So here is your backseat legroom and headroom. I am 5'11", have been for quite some time now, and this seat is all the way back. It does have a little bit of seat travel, and this does have a little bit of a, you can lean back somewhat there. So the middle row passengers will probably be the most comfortable, minus the person in the front seat. The back passengers, let's just leave those and reserve those for the kids, okay? Because getting an adult back there is tight. Bench seat here, and there is the option of a captain's row seat, but bench seat works good. Because we have the top trim level, we have a lot of good other possible upgrades here. We've got 2 USB ports down below, climate controls here. We have this for keeping the sun out, which is great if you have kids like I do, and you don't have anything to close or stop the sun from coming in. This is a very helpful feature for that. Panoramic sunroof that goes all the way back behind my head. So let's take a look at the headroom inside. There is your headroom. Fantastic, right? I mean, when you come into a mid-size, although this is really close to a full-size, a mid-size 3-row SUV, they're going to cater this to people who are going to be in the back seat and the middle row because they want to have a comfortable ride. If you're going to have 3 rows, that means you're going to be hauling people. They need to have plenty of space, and this panoramic sunroof makes a big difference. Once you have it opened up, the illusion, as I say, of more space because it looks more open because you can see the sky is great. By the way, fold down armrest. You've got 2.5 cup holders there. I say 2 because the small middle one right there could be used for a bottle, who knows. And here's a closer look at the USB ports down below and the climate controls when the car is on. Compartment back here for maybe a tablet, magazines, and so on, as well as right there. Cubby holes in the door panel. There you have the other vent visor. And since I'm here, I'm not going to go back there because it's kind of hard, but lift here. That makes it go flat. When you lift and raise the seat, you can make more room to access the back, but as you can tell, not a lot of room for passengers. And that seat right there is all the way back. I can slide it forward to give it more room, but that's the least amount of room you would have for leg room for that passenger. Let me put this back. This does have sliding room there. So if I did slide that out, now you can see that the room here is a little bit better for that passenger. And if it's back here somewhere, that's how much legroom they have, but that person would lose legroom. You know, it's all give and take, and I'm getting wet, so let's move on. So a little refresher on driving and living with the Atlas. So inside, pretty comfortable, pretty quiet, even though we have, and I'll open it right now, the panoramic sunroof. I love when these things are open. It's so beautiful. I mean, if you have a good day, unfortunately, it got the clouds now. It's been gorgeous and really hot as of late, and then the clouds roll in. Decent amount of power with us because we have the V6 and nearly 300 horsepower. So getting up and going is good. And I even have some drive modes. I'll cycle through them. We got off-road drive mode, sport, snow. Got one more, isn't there? Oh yeah, off-road, custom. Oh, there was one more, and then normal. So I've got that as the ability, because this has 8 inches of ground clearance, and since ours has all-wheel drive standard, you can take it off-road if you want. I just didn't really have time, and sometimes I'll take things off-road, sometimes I won't. This one I decided not to. I'd love to get the 2021 just to have something newer and fresher and give that a go, since I already reviewed the 2018 and this car basically is the same. Very clean, professional look inside. I don't know, I kind of like this steering wheel. Something about it says it's a professional quality steering wheel. The buttons are clear to easy to understand. Something about this Volkswagen emblem here and how this is, I don't know, darkened in the center. Kind of looks cool. And then of course the digital instrument cluster, straightforward with that. They come with a 6.5-inch touchscreen navigation screen standard, and then you get the upgrade, which we have is the 8-inch Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Now standard is a Wi-Fi hotspot here, so that's new, I guess, for 2020. A couple USB ports just above where the wireless charging pad is, which I find super convenient to have for your smartphones. Climate control is pretty standard and pretty straightforward as well. Anything I don't have in terms of buttons or knobs, I have them in the steering wheel. There's also a compartment in the middle under your armrest. There's also another hidden USB port in there. So everything's laid out pretty simply. In terms of road noise, I don't really notice a lot, except now that I have the moonroof or panoramic sunroof exposed. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit more because, you know, it's not insulated as much because of the glass. Other than that, it's really good. Going to the grocery store, taking this on drives on the highway, fine for me. Also the usual safety features: lane assist, blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert, front assist, cruise control, you know, all of the stuff you would have normally, the 360-degree view camera, the backup camera. I don't know, I mean, it's nothing, I think, that you say, hey, oh my God, look at the Atlas, I gotta show you the Atlas, it's so fantastic. Because, you know, vehicles like the Palisade, for example, when you turn the signal left or right, there's a camera that pops up in the instrument cluster. These are cool factors that are fun to share. Nothing super exciting to share about this car, but it gets the job done. I know fuel economy could be a little better compared with competition. Cargo could be a little bit better. Hey, if you want to have room for 3 rows, there's a select audience for that. So a Palisade, Telluride, Pilot, for example. This one, you can go for one of the Subarus. Everyone's offering a little bit of, you know, similar vehicles these days, and even trying to squeeze in something that, like, why is there a Passport? You know, why are they making some of these vehicles? Because there's an audience for it, or they're trying to find an audience that keeps them, little insight, keeps them within the brand. So if you are a Honda person, for example, and you like the CR-V, but you're not quite ready for the Pilot, they made the Passport for you. So that's what some of these manufacturers are doing. So if you like the Atlas, but you don't want 3 rows, then the Atlas Cross Sport, which is brand new for 2020, that could be what you want to get. And otherwise, I think similar dimensions, maybe off by an inch or 2 here, but it's got 2 rows, more cargo capacity because you're eliminating one of the rows. But that could be what Volkswagen is trying to accomplish with the Cross Sport for those who don't want the 3-row SUV and don't want to go a little bit smaller. There you go. So the MSRP range in a brand new 2020 Volkswagen Atlas is between $31,500 and upwards of $49 grand. That's because we have so many different trim levels and engines to configure. That's why the price point is that. Of course, if it was my money, I would probably opt for the Palisade or the Telluride, but this is still a very solid choice, even though it may not have some of the cool features those other vehicles have. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. Adios.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.
One more thing before you go, I've added links in the description below to some of the best-selling automotive accessories and products on Amazon right now, plus links to some of the product reviews I've done. You can find it in the description below this video. And if you don't mind, take a couple of seconds and click that subscribe button. I'm uploading 2, 3, sometimes 4 new videos every week, and I don't want you to miss anything, plus it helps support my channel. As always, if you have any constructive criticism, thoughts, or suggestions about my video, please leave it in the comment section below.